Tensions are rising in South Africa as anti-migrant protests continue for the third day. Hundreds of demonstrators marched in Johannesburg and Pretoria, demanding stricter immigration laws and the deportation of undocumented foreigners.
Anyone just wakes up in the morning and decides that they're having problems in their own country. Oh, let me look for greener pastures, and it's South Africa. And if we don't say anything about it, or if we say something about it, we're told that it's black people. This is not a skin color thing. It's about us protecting our country, which is a sovereign state. We love our African brothers and sisters, but it's time now that they also fix their own countries for their own children and their own future.
Organizers insist the protests are not xenophobic, but are driven by high unemployment, crime, and pressure on public services. However, reports of attacks on foreign-owned shops and individuals, particularly Nigerians and Ghanaians, have raised serious concerns. Several African embassies have urged their citizens to stay indoors and exercise caution. The South African government has condemned any form of violence and promised to enforce the law. Police have increased visibility in hotspot areas, but critics say authorities are not doing enough to protect migrants. This wave of protests comes as economic hardship deepens, with many locals blaming foreigners for taking jobs and resources. Human rights groups warn that without urgent dialogue, the situation could spiral into widespread xenophobic violence, similar to past incidents. As the country grapples with this sensitive issue, calls are growing for a balanced immigration policy that protects both citizens and legal residents. This is a developing story. Heartbreaking news from Uganda, where a boat capsized on the Nguzi River, leaving dozens still missing. The tragic incident happened yesterday, and search and rescue operations are ongoing. Authorities say the boat was overcrowded when it overturned. At least 20 people are feared dead, with many more unaccounted for. Survivors describe chaotic scenes as passengers struggled in the water.
Right now, we've retrieved 2 bodies, and we have 2 more coming on the way. They're bringing them, and we expect that we shall get success in all this work.
This is the latest in a series of boat accidents in Uganda, often linked to overloading, poor weather, and lack of safety equipment on inland waters. Families of the missing are gathered at the riverbank, anxiously awaiting news. The government has deployed divers and rescue teams, while local communities are assisting in the search. President Museveni has expressed condolences and directed authorities to investigate the cause. Experts are calling for stricter regulations on boat operations and better safety awareness among passengers. This tragedy has once again highlighted the dangers faced by people who rely on water transport in rural Uganda. Our thoughts are with the families affected by this devastating incident. Big news for Africa-China relations. China's new zero-tariff policy officially took effect today, granting duty-free access to goods from 53 African countries with diplomatic ties. The move is expected to significantly boost trade, allowing African exporters easier access to the massive Chinese market. Products ranging from agricultural goods to minerals and manufactured items will benefit. Chinese officials say the policy demonstrates Beijing's commitment to strengthening economic partnerships with Africa. Several African leaders have welcomed the development, describing it as a major opportunity for growth and job creation. However, analysts caution that African countries must improve infrastructure, quality standards, and production capacity to fully take advantage of the policy. Some worrying it could lead to uneven benefits across the continent. This comes as China continues to expand its influence in Africa through trade, investment, and development projects. The zero-tariff regime is seen as a strategic step to deepen South-South cooperation. For many African economies, today marks a potentially game-changing moment in their relationship with the world's second-largest economy.